Welcome back to another video where today join us at another actual racetrack. We're at Oulton Park today, so we're here with the absolute golden Yaris, of course. So first time I've ever been here, and it's cold, damp, it's 4 degrees, and it's very slippy out there. So we've already done a session or two, I'll say you'll see that in a minute, but it's pretty slippy out there. Yeah, just here to try the track out. We're actually here to drive another car, but you've probably already seen that video, so I'll link that here, but we're also here to try the track as well, you know, since we've been up here. Yeah, it's the first time I've been to a track that has been about 2 hours away. The first time I've been to a track day, it's been about 2 hours away, so a bit cautious. Obviously, I don't really want to break the car and be 2 hours away from home, not being able to drive home. But yeah, I'll say we're here for a fun day. Track is very, very windy. It's very different to what I've driven. So I've driven Silverstone, Donington and Mallory. Yeah, this is very different to them too. It's making it wet and damp as well, which gives it a bit of extra challenge to it. But like I say, we're here to have fun, see how we get on, and yeah, let's get into the Yaris and let's see how the first session went. So here we go then for session 1, and like I said in the intro, we've never been to this track before and it's quite damp and greasy. It's quite a cold day out here, so these first few sessions are basically just going to be me learning the track. I know the layout of the track, honestly I've never driven it, so I don't really know where the braking points are. I don't really know, how grippy the track is, especially with say with it being in the morning, quite cold and quite greasy. Get past that MX-5 though, coming out of the pits, and then we come up to the Suzuki Swift. Obviously these Swifts meant to have about 20 more horsepower than the Yaris, the 1.6 16 valve, and the Yaris with a 1.5 16 valve. But coming down this back straight, I know I've got a bit of a toe with it, but I actually managed to start catching up to this Swift, so I was quite happy with that, knowing that the Yaris has got a bit more grunt than what the Suzuki Swifts do. But yeah, I managed to this basic lap at the minute is just sticking behind this Swift and just mainly just like following people and learning their lines is basically the idea of these first few sessions, to sort of see what people are doing, seeing how they're tackling the track, because they've probably been here before, probably not. It's not until a bit later on where Neil from 2 Racing UK shows me the proper lines of the track and where we really start going for it. But we actually catch up to another Suzuki Swift as well, so we've got 2 Suzuki Swift Sports in front of me, which they are going to let me through at the start finish straight. So get past them Suzuki Swifts then, and a bit later on in the session catch up to this Mark III MX-5 around Iron Bend, then coming up to the big cambered hairpin, which was it's quite fun to drive, to be fair, especially once I knew the proper line to it. As you'll see here, I go quite in and basically try and use the whole camber the whole way around. That's like you're meant to really start off wide and then come into the corner and use the camber that way. But get past that MX-5 just there then, and if we skip a bit later then, after these 2 chicanes, we get to this another MX-5, this Mark II ahead, which we start catching up to. It's nice to know that we're not the slowest on track, so especially with these MX-5s about. It's nice to get past the MX-5s, so the MX-5 is quite a popular choice when it comes to track cars, so it's quite nice to get past them, just sort of show them up a little bit in the old Yaris. But if we skip forward then into session 2, come to the same hairpin just here. Once again, using the wrong line really, I'm trying to use the camber the whole way around. So you're really meant to straighten out. You go wide, straighten out the car, and use the camber that way. But we have got another MX-5 that we are catching up to, coming up to the first chicane. And so get to the first chicane, and he is going to indicate right anyway. But we do manage to get past it nicely. And then coming up to the next lap, do let this Cupra come past me. Unfortunately, the session gets red flagged. It's quite there's quite a lot of red flags this track day. Obviously, it's not anyone's fault. It's just how it is, unfortunately, especially with the conditions of the track. But once that red flag had cleared, we come out then for the third session, and we're starting to get a bit more used to the track now. Still not really knowing the proper lines as of yet, but we catch up to this MX-5 ahead then, and we are going to try and stick with it the best we can as we come up to Island Bend then. So we're just going to try and stick with them. Like I say, it's just seeing what lines they're taking. As like I say, I'm feeling pretty confident around here, but it's not until after the sessions that we do with Neil in the Mazda 2 that I really start understanding the track and understanding where I should be. I'll start, say, the MX-5 ahead there, using the proper lines, what we should be doing, going through that hairpin. I'm trying to copy it there, like I say, just trying different lines. As like I said, this basically is what first sessions are, trying different lines, seeing braking later and later and later. As these first few sessions, I'm basically braking really, really early, trying different gears out of different corners, just seeing what works, what doesn't work. And throughout the day as well, the track's getting better and better and better. Like I say, at the start of the day, let's say really greasy, really damp. But now it's really starting to dry out now. As the MX-5 then slowly starts to get away down this back straight, but we once again, coming up to the second chicane, do start catching up to it again. Let's say having quite a good little battle here, just trying to keep up with this MX-5, who eventually does start indicating right and does let me through. So that's nice of him of there. Like I say, it's nice to know that you're not the slowest out there. But as you can just see here, as we start to catch up to this Celica who's just come out of the pits, we don't overtake the Celica, even that would have been nice too. You do see there coming around that hairpin is the Mazda 2 with Neil driving. We were meant to, Neil did invite me to do a little challenge in the Yaris and the Mazda 2 quite a while ago. So at this point I really want to catch up to Neil, and I really want to catch up to that Mazda 2 and have a nice little battle with it. As the two cars are basically same specs, you know, they've got the same 100 horsepower. I think on paper the Yaris should be a little bit quicker, but mine isn't quite as track prepared as that Mazda 2, so around track the Mazda should be quicker. But we're really caught up to it here, this last corner, and come down the main straight then, really happy and about to have a battle with Neil in that Mazda 2, and unfortunately the session gets red flagged just as I catch up to the Mazda 2. And so even Neil said after, it's a bit of a shame, bad to have some fun. And then unfortunately the session does get red flagged. But yeah, at this point now then, I do have the few sessions in the Mazda 2, as you can see in session 4 here. It's quite a bit later on in the day, after lunch. Neil showed me around the track properly, and I've had a proper blast around in the Mazda 2. So now I'm really feeling confident in the Yaris now, knowing where to push, knowing what lines I should be taking, where I should be braking, etc, etc. As we get past this Mark III MX-5. It is about to start raining. It doesn't quite rain this session, but it will be coming, as you can probably see with the grey clouds coming down the main straight. Then the next lap is going to be our fastest lap, so I'm going to shut up for a minute and let you enjoy a whole lap of Oulton. So there it is, 2 minutes 23.5. That's about 4 seconds quicker than I did doing the Mazda 2. But obviously the track is a bit more drier with it being after lunch, and like I say, more used to my car than I was in the Mazda. Like I say, I didn't want to push the Mazda too much and crash it. But yeah, we are concentrating on the Yaris at the minute. But as you can see here, the rain does start to come down now. So unfortunately, the best of the track has already gone past us as we're coming through this first chicane here. As yeah, we can just see the rain coming down. It's not going to stop me sending it though, of course. I'm still going to try and push on as hard as I can as we skip on a little bit then, as we get to another Mark II MX-5 ahead, coming round the second corner, the big left-hander with a nice bit of camber on it. But yeah, we're still going to push on even though it's raining. I quite enjoyed this session, to be fair. I was on my own for this one. Did really enjoy it. Really felt connected with the car, especially in the rain, as the quickest lap I did do in the rain was a 2 minutes 30, as it did end up being this lap. As you can probably tell, you know, I'm not slowing down quite yet, even though the rain is going on. I have posted the lap on my second channel if you do want to go see how the lap went. Say it was a 2 minutes 30, so it's about 7 seconds slower than I did in the dampish conditions. But after that lap, yeah, the session once again got red flagged, and we come in. Did do another session, but nothing really happened, so I'm just going to leave you with a debrief in the pits. On YouTube, that's the end of the day here at Oulton Park for the old Yaris. Yeah, so I started off nice, damp, cold and dry, cold and wet. Grip definitely improved later on, especially when I drove the Mazda race car. So then took this out. As soon as I started taking this out, it started absolutely raining. I quite enjoyed it. Now that I've learned Oulton a little bit more, it's yeah, it's a fun track. It's a really fun track. So yeah, that's another track day banged in the Yaris. I don't know what we'll do next. I want to try and aim for Cadwell next. A few bits I want to do on it first. Stay the tyres, because the tyres are back on now. Yeah, they're definitely changing. A few more bits and pieces to it, who knows. But yeah, I'm really impressed with it, and every time I drive it, it surprises me more and more. So yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube. Let me know if you want more content in the Yaris. Let me know what tracks you want me to visit, and yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, YouTube. I'll see you later.